Pile number one, welcome to your pile. And so for the first cards, for how these perceive you, or how your person and the connection that you're currently here about today, how they see you. They see you as a very opinionated person. They see you as a strong person. They see you as a fiery, passionate, creative person. Yeah, I feel like they love your curves. I feel like they feel an aloofness from you at times. I see that they see that there's this directness too, because there's an arrow underneath her feet where she's standing, and there's a torch. And so I feel like they clearly understand from the way that you talk about things and the way you present yourself. You do not, oh my god, I'm dropping things. I gotta slow down. Yeah, I feel like what happened right now, I feel like there's a level of impatience they feel from you, and if you don't get your way, you're not happy about that. And this isn't what I'm just picking up what I feel from this person. I feel like they see your beauty, they see your strength. They also feel though that like nothing, I feel like they feel that they're walking on eggshells with you, and that you don't like to play games, and that as passionate as you can be about your dreams, your life, your partner in the bedroom. When I see the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and it's a merry-go-round and I see that in reverse, I feel like it's, number one, you make it very clear that you don't play games, that you're not into being deceived. You see through the fucking bullshit. You see through false fantasy that somebody's trying to sell you. You see through the illusions. But I also take this as I feel that they feel that sometimes you're out of touch with a whimsical side of yourself. Like you're very practical and grounded. You like consistency, you like routine. You're not one for surprises. When I see all these animals and I see, yeah, the mysticism in the air, yeah, I feel like they feel that you have a hard time letting go. And this can be from your past, right? I'm not saying that you're not a fun person. I'm not saying that you don't know how to have a good time. I'm not saying that there isn't this sweet and carefree side to you. But what I am saying is that I think from what they're experiencing with you right now, I feel that they feel a level of guardedness that you have in life based off of your experiences. I feel that they feel that you're out of touch with this whimsical, childlike, carefree side of yourself. Yeah, and again, this could be based off of previous connections that you've had. Maybe it just takes you some time to really open up and to show that side to yourself. So yeah, you like to let people know that you're very independent, that you're very strong, that you don't, you hold yourself to high expectations, but the truth is I feel like you know that you can buy yourself the whole damn cake. You can light your own fucking candle. Like, you can do anything that you can have in this life. You give it to yourself. You do not put that expectation in another individual, and they can clearly see that. And when I see this cage, like I said again, I feel that they feel like there's, and it's a bird in the cage and it's reversed. I feel that they feel that you have a level of restriction. It's a level of restriction I'm feeling. And I feel like, from being very honest, I feel like your instincts about this person on being guarded around them comes from a very intuitional place. Like I can clearly see that they're a person that they think and operate from a very passionate side, because these cards are this card is supposed to be a reflective card of how they see themselves in this connection, or how they know they're showing up in this connection. And I see that you can clearly see that there's this bunny holding a candle, and everyone around him, like you can see that there's the squirrel looks like he's trying to get his attention. The rabbit behind him looks like they're trying to get their attention. And then there's another bunny in front and another bunny as well, and they look discouraged. So I don't know why, I just feel like this person has options. This person operates from a very self-serving space. If I'm being very honest, I can just see that they love to think about, they love to have fun, they love to be passionate. And just looking at this card, I just feel like, yeah, they're not a very committal person. I feel like they're not familiar with filling up another person's cup, because even looking at this Ace of Cups in reverse, if you turn it right side up, you can see that there's this other bunny pouring from their tiny teacup into this larger teacup. And so when I see it in reverse, combined with this other card, yeah, that just tells me that they're not familiar with filling up another person's cup. If anything, I feel like when I look at this big cup, I feel like they try to receive as much as they can get, and obviously they're not telling the people that they're connected with that that's their intention, but it's like, again, very self-serving. They're looking out for themselves. They're trying to get the most that they can out of a situation. They want to have the situation always benefit them. And so, yeah, I don't feel like they're always operating from the most connected place, meaning like they're being mindful of the other person's emotions that are involved. I feel like, again, they just care about themselves more than the other individual. So I feel like they clearly see this about themselves. Are they presenting a different version to you? They could be. They totally could be. But again, I feel like just even looking at this card with the two different slices of cake, I just feel like, yeah, I feel like they see your beauty. They see your strength, they see your capability, and I feel like they don't feel like they match up to your level. And I feel like they know that they play games. They know that they like options. They know that they like to keep their options open. And they know you're not this naive person. They know that you've lived a life, that you're very self-aware, and you're very aware of your surroundings. Again, you're not this a naive person that, and I'm not saying that every person that's carefree or open to new experiences and they're adventurous and they're a little impulsive and they're a little more extroverted, I'm not saying that they have a naivety to them, but they're just clearly saying that there is no way that they can fool you. And again, I think you're clearly seeing this person as they are. I think they're trying to, I don't know if buttering up is the word, but I definitely feel like they want to be like, they want to make it known to you that they're picking you, that they're coming towards you, that you have their attention when they're in your presence. I feel like they're fighting two sides of themselves, because when I pulled these cards out as well, when I look at this first card, I feel like they're doing what they can to heal at this point in their lives. If they're maturing, they're getting older, the sun is being is shining on their unhealed parts, their experiences with people. They realize where they've felt drained. They realize where they feel disconnected and unorganized, and they're acknowledging where they need alignment in their life, very much so. And so I feel like they're trying their best not to act from an impulsive place. Because when I see this card in reverse, this Knight of Swords in reverse, I feel like, yeah, there used to be a defensiveness to their unhealed parts, but I feel like seeing this card in reverse and seeing that there's a shield, and they're, you know, this knight is wearing protective layers, I feel like the truth is like they feel very vulnerable right now. They're not wearing a protective layer anymore. They're not being defensive about when it comes to areas that they're unhealed. And they want growth. They want abundance. They don't want to lose that fiery, passionate, carefree, playful side that they have. But I do see that they acknowledge that they want to be an emperor. They want to mature. They want to show up differently. Because, yeah, I feel like their past, they have a very big record of, you know, they have a string of people I feel like they've definitely been connected to. And I don't think that they've handled those connections with maturity, with respect, that people were, that should have, you know, they didn't treat people with respect like they should have romantically. I feel like they were definitely impulsive, very sexual, you know, very, again, very creative, very passionate, very full of themselves. But again, I see that they are acknowledging that they're discombobulated parts of themselves. You know, we all get hit with that and in our life with people, you know, romantically, familial relationships, with coworkers, and just life in general. You know, there's those moments that they can really make you look at yourself more authentically and see where you're disconnected, and where, you know, if you want to have success in love and in relationships and in life, it's necessary that you look at that. And I see that they want that. I see that they want an infinity of abundance. They want to feel like a divine masculine. They want to know what that looks like for themselves. They want to mature. They want to evolve and go to a next chapter in life. They don't want to always live like a bachelor. They don't always want to be this person. But yeah, I feel like they're battling with a lot of different parts to themselves. You know, a grounded up part of themselves, an elevated part of themselves, and a very 3D part of themselves. And again, I feel like this 3D part of themselves has operated from a very sexually motivated place, from a very superficial place. And I just feel, yeah, they feel your guards, they feel your defensiveness, but again, they see your beauty. They do acknowledge your worth. They do acknowledge that you're a very honest, blunt, passionate person that brings things into reality. They look at you in a high regards. They do. They see that you have a crown. They see that you've given yourself that crown. They see that you've given yourself abundance, that you're capable of that. You're capable of growth. You're capable of putting energy towards things to help them grow. And I feel like they want you to give them an opportunity to mature, to grow, to be a different person. Yeah, when I see this death card and I see that the animal is looking in the reflection, you know, and it's like I see the sunset in the background, and I feel like, yeah, they're taking time to really be reflective. Life is really making them take a pause, and they're allowing themselves to really be a part of that process. They're really being open to like looking at themselves authentically and seeing that reflective part, you know, being reflective and acknowledging the reflection that, you know, of the reflection of their current state and where they want to be. And yeah, with the Hangman, I feel like, I don't know why when I look at this spoon, because I see a rose, I see a little girl, I feel like, yeah, I feel like they know that they know that you've healed yourself. They know that you are a healing person. You offer healing energy, and they want a spoonful of that. I don't know why, like when I look at this spoon, I think of somebody taking a spoonful of medicine, and I feel like they want to know the secret to your healing. They want you to, you know, that's a lot of expectations to put on somebody, and I'm going to just say that out loud, but I do feel like they want you to show them a different way. They want to know of a different way they can evolve and they can heal, and they want a spoonful of whatever you're serving. Like whatever you are, they want a piece. They do. They want to, I think they just see so many layers to you from like if they've heard your story, they see that there's a lot of parts to you. And again, that's why like they see that you don't play around with your emotions. You don't play around with your energy. You don't play around with your space. Like you will only let people in that you deem worthy, that are authentic as well, and they're also grounded, and they come in with pure intentions, like you have pure intentions. And yeah, I just feel like when I look at this Fool card and it's in reverse, I feel that they feel you pulling away from them. I feel like they're worried that you're gonna pull away, or either that you have, or they're worried that you're gonna pull away, or the truth is that they know that they can be a runner. They know that they want to get close to something healthier. They want to know what it feels like to really have a positive, healthy connection with somebody. They want to know. I'm just hearing that song. They want to know, like, I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. I feel like that just came in my head. I feel like they definitely feel like you could show them what real love is like. And it scares the shit out of them because they don't know what that's like. Again, they are not very, they're good at, I think they thought they were good at, you know, the truth is that they were never really acknowledging of like how they could truly fill their cup up in a positive way, right? It's like, so they always had to like, they were always gambling, I feel like, and in their gambles, they were dishonest and they were a cheat and they hurt other people and they cheated themselves, and they're aware of that. Because when I look at this Emperor card in reverse, yeah, I feel like they've gambled a lot. They know that there's things that they've released that were worth something. Either if it was, yeah, like just connections, for sure. Like when I look at these jewels and I look at this treasure, I think of them acknowledging that, yeah, they had let some people slip through their fingers that were good, valuable, loving, worthy people. But like, it's almost like when I look at this lion and he's laying down and he's facing a different direction and he's not facing, like, I feel like when he's facing away from the jewels, that tells me that he was overseeing a lot of beauty in his life, a lot of valuable people or things of value that have value in life, because I feel like, you know, if he's being honest, this person, I feel like they know that they've had a grass is greener mentality. They've seen things glitter and they are fools and they believe that that's real gold. Like they have definitely made choices like that they look back on now and they see their lack of clarity. They see their immaturity. Yeah, when I look at this King of Swords, I just feel like, yeah, I feel like they've been left alone in all of everything that every decision that they've made, and now that they feel alone in this part of their life, this phase of their life, until they've met you, I feel like they're very terrified. I feel like they feel like a child, like that's gonna be abandoned. Like they have an abandonment wound, like, because this card was also paired with the King of Swords. I feel like they feel like they definitely know what it feels like to be alone, and they know that they've caused that too, like that they've been guilty of being the reason why they feel so alone in life. And I feel like when I look at the flamingo, I feel like they feel misunderstood. I feel like they want to find the bird, you know, they want to find what I'm thinking of, like a Billie Eilish song. I'm thinking of birds of a feather, we should stick together. Like I'm thinking that they're definitely looking and seeking for that, their other partner, their other flamingo. And I feel like they look at you and they see what you have to offer. And though you may not operate in the same way that they do in life, their carefree nature, their childish nature, their impulsive nature, they see the way you are so regal and your beauty and your intelligence and your strength and your passion and again your ability to manifest and to heal yourself, and they think you're so powerful and they feel that you guys could be a match. And again, I'm gonna be honest, I do think they feel like they're still growing into the man they're trying to be, the person that they're trying to be. And sorry, I notice I keep saying he, and so I just want to be mindful of people out there. So, you know, just keep it open to whatever suits the person that I'm describing. If it's they, them, if it's a he, I just want you to be open-minded and to make it, you know, take what resonates, but also like I just want to be mindful of other relationships that exist out there in the world. I just want to be mindful of my language, and so I'm noticing that I'm doing that. But anyway, I want to continue. I just feel like this individual definitely wants to find their person, and they don't want to be alone anymore. They don't want to spend their nights alone anymore. They're ready. I feel like they feel that they're ready to share that with somebody. Again, they've never done it. It feels fearful to them. There is a level of hesitancy, but there's also this fearlessness in them where they're confronting death. They're confronting things that are scary. And I feel, again, whoever you are, they want a spoonful of whatever you're serving. They feel like, when again I look at this, I feel like they feel that they're sick, and they want ailment. They want to find things that heal them. They want to be around people and energies that are healing. They don't want to be toxic to themselves anymore, and toxic to other people. They want to know what it feels like to be in a more healing space, and to be around people who are also operating from that space. Oh, excuse me. That's a confirmation when I burp like that. Yeah, I feel like they're just releasing, like they're purging, and they want to heal themselves. They want to aid themselves, and they're doing the work. They are. When I look at the spoon again, like that's just what it's telling me, is like they're taking their medicine. They're like on the mission to find all the cures that they can to elevate, to be connected to themselves, because they want to be evolved. They want to evolve in this next phase in their life. They don't want to be operating from an immature place anymore. Yeah, and I feel like they look at you, and I'm looking at the rainbows and in this card, this Ace of Swords, and I feel like they want to be happy. They want a happy ending with you. I know that they're afraid that there's this aspect of like them putting themselves out there, and like you seeing who they really are, and the possibility of you rejecting them, because you are a very self-protective person, and they're worried about their past coming back to haunt them. They're worried that that's going to affect the way that you communicate with them, that the way you see them, they're worried that you're not going to take them seriously if they're honest with you about who they've been and how they've acted. It scares them. They feel like they're going to lose you. And as much as they used to like operate from a place of always having options and always like seeing what's best for themselves, they see your worth, and they're terrified that you will cut them off, that you will no longer allow them access in your world. And they love and adore your world. They love the way you operate, the way you think. You're different than any person they've ever been with, because they're actually allowing themselves to develop a deeper connection to you, deeper than they ever have. And again, I feel like it's very new to them. They're battling with like a lot of different parts of themselves, and they're healing. But when I pull this card out, it was with the intention of like their next action towards you. And I see that, I feel like it's the Chariot, and I see them, and I see again they do feel this lack of maturity when it comes to you, like how evolved you are, and again they want to be your equal. They want to match your energy, but they acknowledge that there's a level of like immaturity that they've had, and there's a level that they are at when it comes to their healing journey, and they don't want to be rejected by you. They want you to accept them. They want you to accept all parts of themselves. They're hoping that you will. They're hoping that you will see the beauty in them, that you will see them for far more. So sorry. I feel like I'm in a rush. I feel like this person feels a lot of anxiety around you. Again, they're scared to tell their story. They're scared to tell you who they've been and where they've been and how they've been and how they've shown up in their life. They know that there's been a very immature, shadowy part to themselves. And again, they're afraid that because you're not about the bullshit, you're not about the fantasy, like you may very much decide that that's not your equal, and that you may not you guys may be in a very different position, and you may not want to be very close to them while they're figuring themselves out still, and they're in the midst of their healing. They're worried that because you are in a different phase in your life, that you may not want to extend your energy, and that they would totally understand if you would want to preserve your energy and your space. Again, they still think of you highly. You rejecting them, or you asking for space, or you not deciding to continue with them wouldn't change the way that they see you. They still see you as a very beautiful person, a very, not just physically, but like internally. And they just want to learn from you, and they want to be better because of your presence. You make them want to mature. You make them want to be different. And so yeah, they're just truly hoping that, you know, I think they're just trying to they're just trying to gather courage and strength to share their story with you, and to be honest about that. Like, I feel like they want to be candid with you, because they know that, like, they want to move forward with you in a very authentic way. They really want to develop a truthful and honest connection with a person in the way that they haven't. And so I can see that they're nervous to share their story. And so I hope they find the courage to, I really do I hope that they find the courage and they feel empowered by sharing their story with you, you know, because we all have a past, and we all haven't been perfect. And yeah, like, when I look at this card, the bottom deck card, yeah, it's like a bunny he's peeking out of the teacup. And then I look at this card too, and it's the sun peeking through the wands. I feel like, yeah, they're truly afraid to share their truth with you. But again, it's like, they should not feel shame. They are trying to be a better person. They're trying to evolve. And they know that they're not gonna be perfect at it. They know that they're gonna have their moments where they're gonna feel like it's very foreign to them what they're dealing with. But they want to go through that transformation. They want to go through that death process. They do. They don't want to run away from that anymore. And so I'm just saying, like, yeah, this is what I'm picking out for you, pile one. And I'm gonna stop myself there, because I don't want to repeat myself too much, but I just want you to know that this person really wants to share their experience with you, and they want to be seen for more than their past. And so I just feel like that's really important for me to, like, bring forth. And I want you to also know, again, they would understand if you feel like you want to honor your space, and they understand that you're very self-protective, and they do see you as a person of high value. So that would not change the way that they see you. Alright, pile one, well, those are the messages that I'm channeling today. If any of this resonated, please feel free to leave me a comment. If you like this video, if it resonated, and if it resonated, if you could subscribe, and you could join us for future readings, that would mean so much to me. I would be very grateful for that. And I just want to thank you for allowing me to read your energy today, and I just want to send you off with love and light. Peace. Until next time. Hi, Second Collective. Welcome to your pile. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes already. So for the first cards that I pulled out, pulled with the intention of reading how they perceive you. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. I'm giving these messages with the best of intentions. I'm just gonna be honest with what I'm picking up at first, and I see a very self-protective energy. So the Lovers came out in reverse, and then this card, the Two of Plates in reverse. And so immediately what I pick up from this, and then with the clarifier of the Eight of Pentacles, and it says find work-life balance to protect your creativity. Again, I'm gonna go back to like what I was saying, the self-protective energy that I'm picking up from this individual. Yeah, I feel like they hold themselves to a very high standard, and so because they hold themselves to that standard internally, they subconsciously or consciously do this with other people that they're connected to and other people in their life. Yeah, I feel like they put a big importance on education, on skill. They put a lot of energy towards their talent, their career, wherever they feel is, whatever they feel is important when it comes to work. And especially their life balance, their personal life balance. They're very practical in that way when it comes to their life. And so when I look at this Lovers in reverse, I just feel like, yeah, they don't consider another person romantically when it comes to making decisions in their life. So I feel like this is either a really new connection or they're just getting to know you. But I see that they see that you come from very different worlds. You're very different people. Yeah, I don't feel like they're paying attention to you as much as I feel like you feel this. Like, they're not really, I feel like that you feel that they're always coming up. I don't know if it's with excuses, but they always seem to be very busy outside of this connection. And so I feel like they don't give to this connection very much. Yeah, it's just what I'm picking up. Looking at these cards. I have to put music. Give me just a moment. I had to put on some like meditative music in the background. Okay, I'm back though. Let's see. What does he feel? And again, I'm picking up, because when I look at this card, I keep noticing that there's like one person in each of these cards. And so I feel like I'm reading this first card, the Two of Pentacles. It says, find balance in your life to build your success. I feel like, again, they're very in a self-preservation mode. They are very self-focused at this point in their life. Yeah, I feel like they're juggling things in their life. They're going through changes in their circumstances. They're going through personal changes. I feel like maybe you don't see this, or maybe you do see this side to them, but yeah. I'm hearing that song, an old song. It's an old school song. It's like, well, I'm the type of guy who likes to roam around. And I look at the card and it says wandering. And so I feel like you would know that, yeah, they're always kind of like on to the next thing that like sparks their interest. And again, I don't feel like a main motivator for them is romance. I don't feel like love is the main motivator for them in their life, if I'm being very honest. I feel like, again, they think about, I do feel like they think about settling. They do think about love, but I don't feel like per se in their life they have very much experience in when it comes to the realm of connection and relationships and love and balancing that very well, to be very honest with you. I feel like they're good at balancing, they're good at focusing in on what they feel they need to do to build success for themselves. They're good at finding the balance that they need in their lives, but I think when it comes to involving another person in that process and in their daily life, in their activities, I feel like they don't know how to combine the two worlds. And so yeah, I see that the King of Pentacles came out in reverse. I see, yeah, like, it looks like there's blue paint all over the tablecloth. There's paint all over the plate, or it looks like frosting. And so immediately I feel like I go to a place where I'm going to be very honest. Like, I feel like they're trying to sow their oats still. I feel like they're very, like, they're familiar with sexual connection, but not intimate, emotional connection. And yeah, when I look at this card, it's in reverse. It's like the little 4 of macaroons, and it was in reverse, but you see this squirrel very set on eating like the little, like it looks like a little blueberry macaroon, and so and it's in reverse. So I feel like again they don't know who they're, I feel like they haven't really given it much thought on who they envision per se in their future when it comes to settling down. I feel like they're still mapping that out in their head. They're still figuring out what that would look like, what love would look like, what that union would look like. Who do they envision to be in that union of love with? I think they're still figuring that out. I feel like there's a lot of uncertainty when it comes to who that might be or who that could be. And so I feel like they do have I feel like they could have options, but I'm gonna be honest, I think it's more just keeping their options open. Like they're not, love is not the focal point in their life right now. I feel like they're very focused on financial success, personal success, self-focused energy. And I pulled the next set of cards with the intention of like, what have they chosen? What role do they see themselves in? And the next cards, that's like what the intention I had is like, how do they truly authentically see themselves in this connection? Yeah, I feel like they acknowledge that they have a lack of emotional intelligence, just like I was picking up earlier. And because they are so self-focused on finding the balance in their life and building success, when I read lack of control, I feel like that could be because they feel uncertain of where they're supposed to be next, or they feel like they've been, how would I say this? Like, I feel like they envision them, I'm picking up that they feel that they should be farther along financially and personally more than they are, or they're just a really goal-oriented person, and they have a new set of goals when it comes to their career, or a new set of goals that they have for themselves. And it could be that they have like a change of careers, or they finally have a position that they've always wanted. Again, I feel like there's a lot of goals that this person wants to accomplish, and I feel like it's not just in one arena. I feel like it can be many things, you know, like it could be like they're cooks, but they want to make music on the side. And I know that's really random and specific, but I'm just wanted to give an example. And then they may, and then they're thinking of how like that would work if they wanted a family, like if they want to record, if they're in the process of recording music, and they're trying to work full time and to maintain themselves, or, I feel like they are figuring, they're trying to, I feel like when they start putting thoughts behind what a romantic connection could look like in their life, I do feel like they feel overwhelmed. I feel like they get a headache. I feel like they feel like it's almost a little overwhelming for them to like consider what that would look like. And I feel like because they know that it would require truthfully speaking, if you're involving another person into your life, and they also have dreams, and they also have goals. You want to find the balance between both of you finding a time for each other, schedule, because I feel like when they envision a union, they do want it to be satisfactory on both ends. Like, as self-focused as they can be, I feel like that's exactly why they're not in a relationship. That's exactly why they're not putting a focal point on love, because I feel like they feel that they are not balanced or settled enough to bring another person into their life. And so I see this King of Cups in reverse, and I feel like they're still figuring out a more balanced and considerate side to themselves. I feel like they don't know what that would really look like in a relationship. And I look at this next card and I see that this bird is flying towards the sun. I feel like they're very I feel like they feel right now that the sky is the limit. I feel like whatever phase they are when it comes to their career, their goals, wherever they are when it comes to what they're focusing on when it comes to like the vision of success, yeah, I feel like they do feel confident. Like I look at the Hierophant and it's a peacock, and they have a little, and the peacock has an audience, and so I feel like, yeah, I feel like they get recognition for their talent. They feel confident in their talent. They feel confident in their, when it comes to the idea of what they are building as their success. But I feel like, again, when it comes to love, there is this coldness from them. I feel like they don't understand emotions like they understand, yeah, like they understand finding solutions and adaptability, and like when it comes to like perseverance, when it comes to skills, I feel like they feel comfortable in that arena. Like, but when it comes to love, yeah, I feel like it's very, it feels, the word that wanted to come up for me is unnatural. It feels unexpected. And so I feel like, yeah, they look at love like it's unpredictable. And yeah, they may look at themselves as an adaptable person, but they understand their lack of maturity with this like King of Cups. And again, the lack of emotional intelligence, like they are fully aware that they do lack it. And it's not to beat themselves up, but it is to be like, okay, maybe I'm really not prepared for a union at this time. But you know, they're human, right? I'm sure, you know, and I don't know how long you've known this person. Again, I don't know if it's just a newer connection. You guys are barely beginning to understand each other, and so know of each other. But let's see what else I pick up. And so yeah, I feel like when it comes to this connection, I feel like, yeah, they're pretty impulsive. I don't want to say careless, but I do feel like, when I look at this card, I know my head went to, you know, looking at this bunny sleeping. I feel like you are appearing in this person's dream state. I'm also picking up that you could feel like they're sleeping on you. I feel like you could feel, yeah, this level of like, this lack of action from them, from their part of developing a deeper emotional connection with you. But then I also see with this Justice card, yeah, like I feel like, you know, looking at this imagery, I'm looking at this cap with the sword staked in the ground and a heart and a feather being weighed. I feel like, yeah, there's this battle between their mind and their heart at this point when it comes to this connection. I feel like I'm also picking up, looking at the candles in the background and the bunny sleeping peacefully. I feel like your presence is peaceful for them. I feel with the candles, that tells me like the 4 candles that are lit, they do think about being intimate with you. They either have been intimate with you, or that's all that it's been. But I feel like they go to sleep thinking of those memories with you. Or again, if you're barely beginning to know each other and you're dating, you're barely, you know, you're friends with this person, you're in the same career. But I feel like it feels, again, it's unnatural for them to like move within their heart space. They're battling with their mind. And I feel like, yeah, when I think of the bunny, when I look at the bunny sleeping, I feel like, yeah, it's like subconsciously, it's like you do drift into their mind. You know, passionate thoughts do come to them. And I feel like you do bring them a sense of peace. But I feel like, because when I look at this Page of Swords in reverse, yeah, I feel like, yeah, you're aware of their immaturity. And then when I read, take your time to think before you act, I don't feel like this person has sex. I think they are familiar with that humanly part of sex. Like, I feel like because they are so heavily focused on their success in their personal growth, you know, in their personal life. I feel like they can use sex with people as a form of escapism. And so again, I feel like when it comes to love, they have no clue what they're doing. And so yeah, I feel like feelings that are deeper than sex are starting to blossom within this person. But again, I feel like it's subconsciously, or it's like the last thing they think about before they go to bed. I just feel like because they're so busy and focused on other things, I feel like, I don't know if it's a form of distraction away from their emotions, or it's just that they really are busy people. And again, they're building an empire, they're building their success, they're very self-focused when it comes to their personal life, that truly, like, until it's the end of the evening, when they are getting ready to recharge and to begin again, you know, their whole routine all over again, that you creep into their mind, you creep into their heart space and their mental space. Yeah. And then yeah, I feel like harmony is being, when I look at this card, and it's in reverse, so let me turn it around. You see that there's, you know, these two swans. One appears to be bashful, and the other one can't seem to take their eyes off of the other swan. And then when I see it in reverse, paired with this card, the Six of Wands, yeah, I feel like, again, I feel that you feel a lack of harmony in this connection with this person. I don't feel like you feel like they make you, again, I don't know how early this connection is. I don't, how well you guys know each other, specifically, but I just feel like you feel like they don't really see you. Like they're not really, I feel like you even question their attraction to you at times. I feel like outside of sexual thoughts, I feel like they maybe show you with their body how they feel towards you, or they haven't yet. I'm picking up either they have or they haven't, but again, either way, they're not the best communicator when it comes to emotions, when it comes to compliments, when it comes to the realm of love. Yeah, I feel like you feel that they don't see you, that they're not noticing you. And yeah, I see that you see that in the public's eye, they're very confident. I think that's what attracted you to this person, that they do have bigger goals for themselves, that they do want to be recognized in the public eye. I do see that you see that they are big on finding solutions when it comes to aspects of like their plans when it comes to building success, or again, internally, like when it comes to personal development. You see that they're solution oriented. I see like they even display a level of healing energy to themselves, but I do think that you're experiencing a lack of emotion from this person. Yeah, I feel like you feel ignored, like, and that makes you fearful of this connection. Like, I don't feel like you feel like you're their focal point or you're their sun. I feel like you don't feel that they're fully taking in the moment and the experience with you romantically. And when I look at the next cards, yeah, I feel like they feel that love is a fantasy. I feel that their daydreams, their choices, again, vary around their legacy, their past traumas, maybe a past love, you know, that they had, it didn't work out with them. Maybe that closed them off to romance also. Or maybe they haven't really found the person yet that's really struck that chord in them romantically. Maybe the way that they've envisioned to some level, or daydreamed to some level. Again, I also just feel like love to them is just a mystery. But yeah, I see like a focus on abundance, a focus on health. Yeah, escapism. I don't know if it's that they're like, you know, they have a club of, you know, or they have, you know, a gamer community. I don't, you know, I just feel like they're very, again, they're very into their life. They have friends, you know, I feel like they have connection either with family or friendships. I just feel like, again, when it comes to love, it's a mystery for them. They almost have to step back, and again, I feel like it can feel overwhelming to them. Yeah, when I look at these candles too on this card, this little girl, I feel like they've been hurt. They've been burned before in life, and I feel like they're afraid to investigate that further. That real deep pain that they're harvesting and harboring. I feel like, yeah. I feel like, again, they feel a loss of control when it comes to understanding the realm of emotion. I feel like, yeah, I feel like they don't feel a sense of mastery in that realm. I feel like when I look at this Queen of Wands too, I feel like they acknowledge they study your face. Like, they do see your beauty. They also see the sadness behind your eyes. Either that a sadness they know that they themselves are causing in you based off of their lack of expression, their inability to be expressive emotionally with you. I also like look at this and I feel like they know that you've experienced a level of sadness and disappointment and love yourself, or in life in general. Like, you are a person who's gone through things. Yeah, like, I'm not saying that you're not on this person's mind at all. I'm not saying that. I do believe that, again, when it's a nighttime thing, it's either, again, subconsciously you're appearing in their dreams, or before they go to sleep and they fall asleep, they think about you. And again, it's like this weird battle between the mind and the heart. But I feel like ultimately where their mind really is wandering right now is their own growth, their accomplishments, their success, their self-mastery, the recognition, what they envision what that would feel like for them. I feel like they can be very hard on themselves. Like, they expect a level of perfection. They feel failure. They fear missing. Missing an opportunity when it comes to this vision or this career. So it's like everything they're working on, they're really riding on that to like come together for them in the end. Like, they know there's a level of optimism that needs to be held in this dream that they have, but they also know that there's this practicality when it comes to seeing progression and triumphing and earning this success. So I feel like ultimately that's like what truly occupies their space, their mental space, their emotional space. Yeah, I feel like they feel this restlessness when it comes, again, to this receiving the success, when it comes to completing and having this goal come together in finality, or they're in the process. But I don't know, I feel like they're like, it's just like relentless energy that they have. Like they're stuck on this idea, they're stuck on this perspective, they're stuck on this dream, they're stuck when it comes to like, not that they're stuck, but I think they're stuck on, yeah, they're stuck on this decision on yeah, I feel like that's primarily what circles in their mind. They want a foundation, that they want to, they're so obsessed with the foundation that they're creating for themselves. I feel like they're so obsessed with this success and this promise that they made to themselves when it comes to building their success, because I feel like they had a lack of foundation growing up. I feel like they didn't come from a very stable home. I feel like they escaped a lot from their home. I feel like they escaped a lot of traumatic circumstances, experiences. Yeah, when it comes to familial like trauma. Yeah, I feel like they feel. Yeah, the word crumble comes to my mind, so I feel like they didn't come from a lot, maybe financially, maybe their family wasn't very involved, you know, like their parents weren't very involved. I feel like, yeah, I feel like they were always dreaming, like their dreams what kept them afloat. And then when they were old enough to chase after these dreams, I think they could really see all the unlimited choices that they have. Again, I keep getting just drawn to like they're very preserving, that they're very preserved. And again, I feel like this comes from like a lack of support, motivation, love when it comes to the familial home space. So yeah, I feel like they feel a lot is riding on them, like they are their own home, and they do not want their home to crumble, because they know what that feels like to be in an unstable home. Because when I look at this home and the way that it's built, right, it's built with chocolate and soft cookies that can crumble in any moment. I feel like, yeah, they understand that they are the ones, they can only depend on themselves. I feel like they truly feel that way. Yeah, I feel like that's why they're so obsessed with like success and recognition. What you can expect from this person in the future when it comes to this dynamic with this connection. Yeah, when I look at this card, see the candles floating, see the bunnies, you know, and all the animals in this card are facing away. I don't know, I feel like they're a runner. I feel like they are a runner when it comes to feelings. Again, they feel this fearful space, this lack of control and understanding when it comes to union, love. Yeah, they don't want to miss their chance for recognition, for wealth, for a new beginning. They're very ambitious. Again, they're very self-leading. I can just see again, like love isn't like the focal point for them. They feel like if they focus on love, they can lose their power to manifest prosperity for themselves, a new adventure, a new beginning for themselves. So if I'm gonna be really honest, I don't. Yeah, I'm just getting that they're gonna walk away. Like they're ultimately going to pick themselves. They're not running towards another connection. They're not running towards like a bunch of options. Like their mind is like, I feel that they feel like passion for you. They see your attraction. They see your beauty. Yeah, I feel like you swirl you bring out a level of vulnerability. You touch on a vulnerability when it comes to them. And again, it comes to the acknowledgement in your presence that love feels unsettling to them. It doesn't feel like they understand it. I feel like they acknowledge that they won't be able to offer somebody something balanced when it comes to a union at this point. And they know that that can feel like a loss to the person that they're with. And so I don't feel like they're doing this to be cruel. I don't think they're doing this to be chaste. If they do walk away from you, I feel like they truly are just picking themselves, because again, I feel like this comes from something in their past. I feel like they're traumatized when it comes, yeah, to the level of independence that they have is due to some trauma. Like, they didn't have the support and the parental guidance that they needed to feel like they could lean on a community of people. And so yeah, I feel like they're very self-made. And so I feel like, yeah, they will ultimately pick themselves, because that's where they feel the most balance and union, is in understanding and being connected to their daydreams and their ideas and making them a reality. And that right now does not involve a connection. It does not involve a love union. So yeah, these are the messages that I'm channeling today. I just want to end it on, don't forget that you also have dreams and ambitions, and don't forget to look after yourself and ask yourself, you know, what your daydreams are. And don't forget, you have the ability and the confidence and the beauty to go after what you envision for your life. You know, not just when it comes to a love union, but when it comes to your personal development, when it comes to you building a stable foundation for yourself. And I just want you to remember your perspective and your dreams and your self-mastery and your willpower and your talent, you know, and your beauty. Again, like, I just want to end it on that for you. Despite what this person may decide, despite where this person is emotionally and in this union at this time, don't forget about yourself. Like, you matter as well, and you have dreams as well. And I send you love and light and healing. I also send this individual love, light, and healing. If any of this resonated, it would mean so much to me if you could like, comment, or subscribe. I'm sending you all off with love and light. Until next time, peace.